these are interesting times. These are exciting times. And here we are now with something interesting, exciting, something new, with something very familiar as well. Matthew Hayden.
I thought you were going to say old.
I changed my line. I changed my line right at the end. You picked it up. Whew. Okay, this is the very first CEAT timeout, and Hiros and me are going to spend some time talking about the World Cup, how special it is, and how special it is to review players through the lens of the CEAT ratings, right? That's something we know as cricket fans growing up. That's how you identified who was the best in the world. You may not watch everything in the world, but you know who stands where because of the CEAT Cricket Ratings. And Hiros, it rings a bell, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does. I mean, when you look at the legacy, it's a 25-year-old cricket rating system formulated by the very, very best of the game. Clive Lloyd, Ian Chappell, and of course our very own Sonny G. Gavaskar. I mean, just a remarkable legacy right there. There's probably about 400 years of cricket involved in those three. So today here we are talking about the World Cup, and it's a great tournament, probably my favourite tournament. I've had a couple of World Cups. We went through undefeated in both of those in 2003 and 2007, but it was a remarkable two campaigns. And look, I guess my fondest memories are those in the West Indies, because the West Indies has got that real flavour, that calypso spirit, that ability to be able to dance and sing their way through a tournament.
That World Cup happened in the West Indies?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it happened there.
I think it's still going on.
It was a distant memory.
Yeah.
2007 is a fairly long time ago.
I was going to just tell you, 95 is when the ratings were established, and it couldn't have been established at a better time if you're an Australian, because you and your brethren ruined my childhood.
Sorry.
Then came 99. Then came 2003, then came 2007.
Yeah.
At the peak of the ratings were all the Aussies.
Yeah.
And would you like to apologise to me and everyone between 13 and 35?
Yes, I sincerely apologise to that demographic. What, 13? to 25.
Yeah, but that's how good the Aussie team was. There's a pride about winning World Cups.
Yeah, there
you
is.
could see it after India won at 11. And Australia come into this with that sort of pride. And who knows how to win World Cups better than them? So where do they stand as a favourite team?
Well, I don't think they're favourites. I think Team India is certainly going to be favourites for this. You don't have to be too smug about it.
No.
Actually, there's a great feeling amongst people in India, and we travel now extensively, as you know, through India, that there is this nervousness because you guys are red-hot favourites. And you look at the composition of your side, there's not a member out of place. And it's consolidated for some time as well. Plus, you've got the experience on board. You know, you've got at least 8 or 9 players that have previously played in World Cup in the 2019. And then you've got some outliers. Shubman Gill, for example, you know, that hasn't played a World Cup but will most certainly feature. Australia should be there. I mean, 5-time title holders of the World Cup. Equally good contenders. You've got a pretty solid lineup all the way through. Some concerns in the spin department. And then, of course, when you look at the rating systems that we currently have, Pakistan are right there as well. They're in 3rd position. But I would say that they're maybe 4th in my line of thinking and potentially a dark horse as well. England, defending champions, should be there. You know, they've kind of taken and scaled the great heights of ODI cricket now for some time. Defending champions, question marks, do they play well here in India? Along with the other finalists as well in New Zealand, do they play well in India? But, you know, that's the mix of the top 4, I feel.
We must point out, though, that some of the names that Matthew Hayden mentions, Shubman Gill, you know, the top bowlers that you might feature, Mitchell Stark, Jasprit Bumrah, we are going to look at these players, and I'm sure they'll feature in the CEAT batter and CEAT bowler of the week. We're going to look at key players through the lens of the ratings. And this is because, for the first time, we are going to have a very customized, very special ratings just for the World Cup. And makes you feel good, doesn't it? Because performances in the World Cup for a player, that's what you remember. Yeah,
every 4 years this tournament comes along, and it's always the one that you look out for. And it's at your peril if you take it for granted as well, because form that goes into the World Cup means nothing for the tournament, and you have to deal with that as a player.
The fact that it's at home, let's talk about bowlers to watch out for, and we're going to keep looking at that as the World Cup comes on. Bowlers, it's a standout.
First to mind, Jasprit Bumrah. He must be there as the premier bowler. He's hungry as well because he hasn't played a lot of cricket leading into this for obvious reasons with his injuries, but we saw a glimpse of that during the Asian Cup, and by gee, you know, what a small little window that we saw was excellent. Mitchell Starc, I think, is a premium quality bowler for Australia. Already holds a record, 27 wickets individual in the last World Cup in 2019, must be there. And of course, Shaheen Shah Afridi is just that impossible must-see player. I mean, on the 14th of October, when we watch India go head-to-head with Pakistan, and we see that little clash between the openers and Shaheen Shah Afridi, that's going to put a glint in any cricket lover's eyes.
Yeah, India-Pakistan is a great rivalry, a proper rivalry, not like that thing in cricket where these two teams play for a little urn with something inside it. Yeah.
Who knows?
Still excited about it. But let me get a quick preview of what Matthew Hayden's predictions are.
Let's
start with your top three batters.
Okay, top three batters?
Yes.
Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma and Davey Warner.
Okay, top three bowlers.
Jasprit Bumrah, Mitchell Starc and Kuldeep Yadav.
Semi-finalists for the World Cup.
Semi-finals are going to be India, Australia.
Come on, put Pakistan in there, put England in there.
I want to go England and New Zealand, but I'm not sure because I really feel Pakistan are a solid dark horse in this tournament.
The fact that you said India, Australia so quickly, can I assume that's your preferred
That's my
final?
Are we doing the final?
Yeah, I mean, you've already given it away.
Come on.
Yeah, India v Australia in the final.
Can you just imagine that? Because when you really think about it, both of those two sides, India in particular, have featured right the way through this last 4 years, and they have just nailed their opportunities.
We talk about individual matchups as something we always remember from World Cups.
Yeah.
Let's talk India-Australia since that's the first game. There's India-Pakistan, a game you are looking forward to, some of the high-profile games.
Yeah.
Talk about the matchup that excites you. Close your eyes and you can imagine Starc to Rohit Sharma or Mark Wood to David Warner. Tell me the matchups you're most excited about.
Anything with high velocity I'm excited about. To me, the game at either end of the scale is about flamboyant, powerful batting. So when I think that word, and that I'm thinking of Rohit Sharma, the hitman. And then you think of his arch rival and potential, and you could easily line up both the world-class left-handers in Mitchell Starc and obviously Shaheen Shah Afridi. I mean, we've already seen that competition play out over the T20 World Cups in the last year. They were unbelievable tournaments. Rohit got the best of him in the last World Cup, but in the previous World Cup, it was Shaheen Shah Afridi with that ball of the century almost. You think of Shane Warne and that ball, but just he has that phenomenal ability to be able to just knock right-hand players over. So that's a great matchup. The matchup that I really am excited about when India play Australia is Kuldeep Yadav to Dave Warner, assuming that he bats long enough, because his mindset, a bit like Rohit Sharma, has been to go out inside that power play and just smash it.
Assuming that he bats left-handed or right-handed?
Yeah, that's right. Which one's he going to do? Yeah, I mean, he's just such a dangerous player, isn't he? That switch hit has become his real trademark in IPL cricket, and now we've already seen it in the warm-up games. He's back in some sort of touch. So that matchup really excites me. And the player that I haven't mentioned also, and must mention, is Babar Azam. He's 28. So in my view, someone at 28 years young is just a baby of the game, but already he's getting compared to the super giants, your Virat Kohlis and co, and he's on track actually to really take on that role as being one of the kings of the modern day era.
I like that you mentioned Babar Azam, because if we look at the current standings for the CEAT top batters, and this is since April, Babar Azam is right up there. Daryl Mitchell's just improved this New Zealand side after the last World Cup, and you've got Fakhar Zaman. If we see the best of Fakhar Zaman, he's a big tournament player, so we look forward to seeing if he finds some form for Pakistan. Top bowlers, Kuldeep Yadav is there. He's top of the CEAT Cricket Ratings. Haris Rauf at 2, Trent Boult at 3. And this is since April, so Kuldeep is really at the peak of his powers, wouldn't you say?
Oh, 100%. I can honestly close my eyes now and see Kuldeep Yadav at the top of his mark, bowling India to victory in Ahmedabad.
Against Australia.
Could be. It could be. I mean, he's that good at the moment. He's just a genuine, bona fide wicket taker that Rohit Sharma can throw the ball and go, mate, win us the game.
Brilliant. Look at the names that Matthew Hayden has mentioned, and they're all here in India. We're all set for the World Cup. I'm sure many of them will feature in the CEAT Batter and CEAT Bowler of the Week and look at impactful performances as well. So, Haydos, I'm ready for the World Cup.
ready.
I'm sure everyone else is. Are you?
Yeah, I'm ready. Bring
Brilliant.
it on. We were ready long ago.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's get the World Cup underway, and we will be back with CEAT Timeout very soon.